If you're torn between Velotric's Discover 1 Plus or Discover 2, then this review is going to be for you, because I'm going to go over all the key considerations, the specs, the components, as well as the riding experience to help you hone in on which bike's going to be best for you. But before all that, let's take a closer look. First up, we have the Discover 1 Plus that comes in at $11.99. Then we have the Discover 2 that comes in at $18.99, but we will link in the description so you can look up current pricing. And we have full in-depth reviews on both of these models, so if you want to take a deeper dig on either one, be sure to check those out. Now, these bikes do have some things in common, but there's quite a bit that sets them apart. Now, the Discover 1 Plus has 5 different color options. We have mango here, but you can also get it in forest, indigo gray, silver, and cyan. Now on the Discover 2, you have 4 color options. We have cherry crimson here, but you can also get it in mint, pine green, and stone gray. On the Discover 1 Plus, you're going to have one frame size here, so kind of a one size fits all. It weighs in at 60 pounds. It supports riders from 5'1" up to 6'4", and it has a 15-inch standover height, so it's very accessible. And you can see, as a 6-foot-tall rider, I have no problem getting full leg extension. Now on the Discover 2, you're also going to have a step-through frame, but you get 2 size options. You get regular and large. This bike weighs in at 63 pounds without the optional racks on there. Now, the regular frame supports riders from 4'11" up to 5'9", and the large, which we have here, supports riders from 5'6" up to 6'4", and it also has a standover height of 15 inches. And once again, on this bike, as a 6-foot-tall rider, I have no problems with full leg extension. Let's get into the walk-around. Like I said, these bikes do have things in common. However, you're going to see a lot more name brand premium components on the Discover 2, which justifies that price increase. But let's start off with the handlebars. You're going to have hydraulic disc brakes on both bikes, and they do have motor cutoffs. However, on the Discover 2, you have Tektro hydraulic disc brake levers. And paired with that, you're going to see 2-piston hydraulic disc brakes with 100mm rotors on both bikes. However, on the Discover 2, we have Tektro hydraulic disc brakes with the 180mm rotors. We're going to have nice locking grips on both of these bikes. They're very ergonomic. They feel great. We have a 7-speed Shimano shifter on the Discover 1 Plus, where you have an 8-speed Shimano shifter on the Discover 2. And for the Discover 1 Plus, paired with that Shimano shifter is the Shimano Tourney drivetrain. Where on the Discover 2, we're going to have the Shimano Altus drivetrain. For safety lights, we have front headlamps on both bikes that run off the main battery. A slightly nicer Velotric branded light here with 130 lux. And on the Discover 1 Plus, we do have a rear taillight that's integrated on the fender, and it does run off the main battery and is brake actuated. Now you can see the Discover 2 does step things up a little bit with a flashing rear taillight that is quite a bit wider, and you get turn signals on this bike. Also, it is brake actuated. On the Discover 1 Plus, we do have a center-mounted display. It is a monochromatic backlit display that has a portrait layout. Then on the Discover 2, we have a color LCD that's also center-mounted, and it has a landscape layout. And both bikes have an included bike bell, tuned to the same pitch. Both bikes have an adjustable stem. It is not toolless, so you will need an Allen key in order to adjust it. You got your angle readout on the bottom here, and a similar setup on the Discover 2. Moving on down, we do have on both bikes front mounting points for a front basket or rack. You can see we have the optional rack on the Discover 2, which has a weight capacity of 33 pounds. The Discover 1 Plus is going to have a trauma front suspension. It is a spring-loaded with 80mm of travel. And you're going to have preload on the left as well as lockout on the right. On the Discover 2, you're going to have a D5 hydraulic front suspension with 80mm of travel and boost spacing. And we have a plastic front fender included on the Discover 1 Plus, as well as full coverage in the rear. And then on the Discover 2, they have a nice low profile metal fender on this bike, also with full coverage in the rear. Now on the Discover 1 Plus, we have a non-branded 26 by 2.5 inch tire with a street tread. We have Kenda tires on the Discover 2. These are slightly larger and more narrow at 27.5 inches by 2.4 inches, also with a street tread. We're gonna have two bosses on the post here, as well as two mounting points on the post on the Discover 2. We have a nice large unbranded saddle on this one with a good amount of cushion, as well as a quick release for the seat post. Where we have a Velotric branded saddle on this bike, it is slightly more firm, but nice and big, as well as the quick release on the seat post as well. Both bikes have plastic pedals with integrated reflectors, same on the Discover 2. And we have a nice kickstand here. It does have a wide footprint, so it can go on soft ground and still keep your bike upright. Same setup on the Discover 2. There's no rack included for the Discover 1 Plus, but you do have these rear mounting points for an optional rack. And on the Discover 2, this is an optional basket, but the rack is included. Now both bikes have a similar battery setup. They're both frame integrated and top mounted and paint matched. So I love how it integrates into the frame. Removing it is super easy on both bikes. You just turn the key and the battery lifts right out. I'm often bringing my batteries inside to protect them from extreme temperatures. So nice that it's super easy to do that. Both batteries are UL2271 certified and both bikes are UL2849 certified. The battery has an IPX7 rating and the bike has an IPX6 rating, so nice waterproofing on both bikes. And to put the battery back in the bike, it's as easy as popping it in the frame and clicking it. And on the Discover 1 Plus, we have a cadence sensor on this bike, so it's going to be more of an on-off for the power delivery to the motor. And on the Discover 2, you don't have to choose between a cadence sensor or a torque sensor because you can swap between them. So if you want that consistent power delivery, go with the cadence sensor. But if you want to feel more connected to the pedals and eke out a little more range out of that battery, swap to the torque sensor. Now we're going to have a brushless rear hub motor from Velotric on the Discover 1 Plus. It is 500 watts with 900 peak watt performance and 65 Newton meters of torque. Where on the Discover 2 we also have a brushless rear hub motor. It is 750 watts, 1100 peak watt performance and 75 Newton meters of torque. And a really nice feature on the Discover 2 is you have a locate with Apple Find My on this bike. So you have GPS tracking if your bike gets stolen. That's going to do it for the walk around. Hopefully that helped clarify some of the differences between these bikes. Let's get into some first-person riding footage and see how both bikes perform on the pavement. All right, it's time to explore the performance of these bikes on the pavement. I'm currently on the Discover 1 Plus, and I'm going to start things off with the 0 to 20 throttle-only test. This is a nice flat stretch of road. And let's just see how takeoff is and how long it takes us to get to max speed with throttle only. So in pedal assist 5, because the pedal assist does regulate the max speed of the throttle. All right, throttle only up to 20. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. So right off the bat, I notice it is a pretty slow takeoff. But once you get up to speed, it starts picking up pretty quick. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Kind of holding above here. Oh, 21, 22, 23. We're just going to keep going here. 24, 25. Is it going to keep climbing? Which, if you watched our other full in-depth reviews on these bikes, you will notice that they do throttle up to 28. Most bikes are supposed to stop at 20, but this is capable of more. All right, so I'm going to slow things down here. I'm going to go down into maybe pedal assist 2, because this is the hill that we do all of our hill climb tests on. So I'm just going to see what our minimum speed is on here. So we're holding steady at 16, 17 miles per hour. Now we're hitting the steep part of the hill, so let's just see if we slow down at all. So that is the nice thing about a cadence sensor, which the Discover 1 Plus has the cadence sensor, is I can count on that full power delivery as long as I'm spinning my legs. So I'm not putting in much effort, and we're holding at about 15 on pedal assist 2. Let's see if we get a boost if I go up to 3. Not much of a boost, but let's see. Pedal assist 4. Okay, I maybe felt a little bit of relief. We're picking up speed, getting close to 16. And top, pedal assist 5. And yeah, that gives me the biggest boost right there. I kept it in 7th gear the whole time. Sometimes I forget to shift my gears on electric bikes. But yeah, this is very capable of climbing hills. I think our minimum speed on the hill was 15, 16, and now as the hill rounds out, we're picking up speed really fast. So this bike will be a capable commuter. For $11.99, it really does pack in some nice features. I love swept back handlebars, has the adjustable stem. So overall, there's still quality components on this bike. If you compare this bike to other offerings at this price point, it is a really good deal. Also, the waterproof ratings are pretty great. I think it's probably best in class at this price point for not worrying about your bike getting damaged in the rain or anything like that. So we're gonna get up to this flat stretch here, and I'm gonna do a 0 to 28 mile per hour test here with the pedal assist 5, just to test out the acceleration, see if I notice any ghost pedaling. All right, this is a mostly flat road, maybe a slight degree or 2 uphill, but it will work for our test here. So 28 miles per hour, pedal assist level 5, let's see how we do. 3, 2, 1, pedal. Okay, my drivetrain was angry there, but we're up and running. 11, 12, 13 helps to shift up, 14, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, come on, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so in fairness to this bike, there was a slight incline to that road, but it's very minimal. And I think if I was trying to sustain 28 for long periods of time, that'd be pretty exhausting. But I'm barely pedaling right now, and we're sticking right between 24 and 25 miles per hour. So that's plenty good performance for me. So I'm just gonna sum up my thoughts on this bike really quick. So the throttle is very slow to take off, but once you get into speed, you do feel that motor scoop you up. So it's overall pretty good performance, but it'd be nice if it could give you a little bit more oomph on the takeoff. Now, the other thing about the throttle is that your max speed is going to be tied to your pedal assist level. So I have throttle down, pedal assist 1, and I'm sticking right around 14, 15 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2 is giving me a nice little boost, but it's going to round me off at like 17, 18 miles per hour. Pedal assist 3, we're going to get up to that 20 mile per hour-ish, 22 maybe. And this is already outperforming most throttles. Pedal assist 4, that's going to take us up to about 24. And then in theory, pedal assist 5 should help us march up to 28 miles per hour. I'm running out of road here. Once you get up to about 23, 24, the acceleration really curves off, where it will take a very long stretch of road in order to get up to 28 miles per hour. But as far as I understand, e-bikes are really supposed to cut off at 20 miles per hour for the throttle. I'm sure some people will really like that this can outperform 20 miles per hour. So I love the comfort on this bike. It's nice to have the swept back handlebars, adjustable stem. The seat is pretty comfortable. You got the front suspension. So all nice things to pack into an $11.99 package. Some things I wish Velotric would have done is include a rear rack, because I think most people would use that on their bike. So you just have to budget a little extra if you want a rear rack, which isn't a huge deal. I personally like the ability to open up the throttle to go max regardless of the pedal assist levels, but you are going to be tied down to each pedal assist level. So that's something to note, is that if you're in 1, you're going to go slower, and if you're 5, you're going to get top speed. The one other thing is this has the Shimano tourney derailleur on here and the 7-speed Shimano shifter, and it gives me plenty good performance. But after trying out the Altus on the Discover 2, that is much more of a premium experience. Now let's hop over to the Discover 2 where we'll do the same performance tests, and I'll give you my thoughts on that bike. All right, I'm going to take you over the same loop here on the Discover 2, and we're going to kick things off with our throttle-only test to see how fast we can get up to 20 miles per hour. So let's start with that, and then I'll talk about this bike as we ride. So, all right, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, push. All right, I immediately feel a much better boost out of this bike. We're already at 10, 12 miles per hour, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, and 20 miles per hour. So much faster acceleration on this bike. Now, just like the Discover 1 Plus, we're gonna keep creeping up towards 28 miles per hour. I am on a slight incline, so I'd be surprised if I actually make it to 28 miles per hour. But I'm going to keep on throttle, see how high we get up here before we do our hill climb test. Looks like 26 is going to be our max speed for this. But let me dial it back a little bit here. I'm actually going to drop down into Eco pedal assist, and we're going to start on 1. Let me drop the gear so I don't burn out my legs right away. All right. So right away I can tell this is a torque sensor. Now remember, you can switch between cadence sensor and torque sensor on this bike, so that is a really nice feature. I got people wanting to turn behind me. That's hilarious. I'm going really slow. But okay, so holding pretty steady at 11, 10 miles per hour, and I'm just hitting the steep part of the hill. So I'm going to go ahead and creep through these pretty quick here, just so I don't drop down too much. But I felt a good amount of relief with pedal assist 3. See if we can get up to 10 miles per hour with pedal assist 4. Of course, the more effort I put into my legs, the more power output I'll get. And pedal assist 5. And we're getting up to 11 miles per hour. Hello. All right, so let's go into trail. And it seems like, yeah, pedal assist 3 is about where we left off with Eco pedal assist 5. Matches trail pedal assist 3 pretty well. All right, good amount of boost there. Yep, no problem getting 12 miles per hour. And I feel like I could do this for a long time. It's getting to 5. Yep. See, 13. Yeah, we're climbing. All right, let's get into boost right away. Yeah. That crossover point really feels like once you get up into 5 in one setting, that's equivalent to 3 in the next setting. But yep, big amount of boost there. Max power. And yeah, we're getting up to 16. Now the hill is rounding out, so I can shift up here. So I think I would just always keep it in pedal assist 5 and boost, unless I was really low on battery and worried that I wasn't going to make it to my destination. I really appreciate that you can switch between the torque sensor and cadence sensor on this bike, because when I'm just riding, I love torque sensors because it keeps me connected with the pedals. As I put in effort, I get more power, and it just feels more integrated with my riding. But I'm kind of lazy, so having the cadence sensor just provide that reliable power as long as I'm spinning my legs really helps you climb hills. So super cool that you can do both on this bike. You don't have to choose. I also like this bike is
comfortable. I thought the Discover 1 Plus was really comfortable, but similar features with the swept back handlebars for that upright riding position, and similar saddle, though this one is Velotric branded. I don't know if the handlebars have less of a sweep to them on this bike, but I do feel like I can stretch out a little bit more on the Discover 2. So larger riders might like that experience on the Discover 2 a little bit more than the Discover 1. I know I do. And this bike just has all those really nice name brand components on there. And you can tell, especially when shifting gears, it's hard to compare the Altis with the Tourney drivetrain. So, okay, drop down gears here. We're gonna do pedal assist max speed here. We're in boost and pedal assist 5, so I'm gonna get max power out of this. Let's see how fast we can climb up to 28 miles per hour. 3, 2, 1, pedal. All right, come on, torque sensors. Yep, it picked me up right away and we're already at 15 miles per hour. 20 miles per hour. Let me shift up here. 25, 26, 27, 28. So very nice. Once you get up to speed, it holds power really well. Took me some effort to like really accelerate to 28, but the cruising speed on this bike, which makes sense with the more powerful motor, is higher. Takes less effort to go faster for longer. Now, thing to note is they do have the same battery capacity, but what works well for this bike is you do have the torque sensor, so that's going to give you more efficiency out of the power consumption. Now, this bike is $1899, so it is quite a price increase from the Discover 1 Plus, but I think it's justified for all the name brand components they put on this. The Tektro hydraulic disc brakes feel super smooth and responsive. The Shimano Altis drivetrain is a very smooth experience. Both bikes are comfortable to ride, and I can't complain about all the features that are on the Discover 1 Plus. I feel like the components are still good quality. You just get that premium feel out of the Discover 2. You notice I have 15 levels of pedal assist to work with here. The control panel is a lot more complicated because you have turn signals, pedal assist buttons, you have the power button, you have the mode button on the bottom, and a menu button. So the controls may feel a little overwhelming to some people. What we usually recommend is just find what you're comfortable with a top speed on your bike, and leave it in that mode, and then just use the 5 levels of pedal assist within that, and that simplifies things. But I'm sure a lot of people like that they can really customize and fine-tune their power delivery. Love the display. The color LCD display is beautiful. I like the landscape layout because I think it is just really easy to read, and the settings are really easy to navigate too. So the 1100 watt peak performance on the 750 watt motor is definitely a boost in performance above the Discover 1 Plus. Plus you get that extra 10 newton meters of torque, that 75 newton meters total. So a little bit better hill climbing ability. So if you want a bike that really provides that support and power, you're gonna love the Discover 2. But overall, I was pretty pleased with the performance of the Discover 1.
All right, this is going to be the throttle-only acceleration test between the Discover 1 Plus and the Discover 2. Discover 1 Plus in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, Discover 2 in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. For a budget-friendly, reliable commuter, the Discover 1 Plus is a solid choice. At $11.99, it offers great value with a 500 watt, 900 peak watt motor, Class 3 speeds, and essential features like a throttle, front suspension, and hydraulic disc brakes. It also includes an integrated headlamp and brake-actuated taillight for enhanced safety. The cadence sensor was very responsive, and for the most part, I wasn't experiencing any ghost pedaling. It's a comfortable ride with its swept-back handlebars, adjustable stem, and ergonomic grips. The Shimano Tourney drivetrain gets the job done, but it is a clunkier experience than the Shimano Altis on the Discover 2. The lack of a rear rack and throttle limitations tied to pedal assist might be drawbacks for some, but it's perfect for city commuters looking for simplicity and affordability. The Discover 2, priced at $1899, offers a significant upgrade with a 750 watt, 1100 peak watt motor and sensor swap for customizable ride modes. You can choose between a cadence or a torque sensor. With 15 levels of pedal assist and advanced hydraulic suspension, it's a more versatile option for riders tackling diverse terrain, and it has added safety features like a larger brake-actuated taillight and turn signals. The higher price is justified by extra performance, brand name components, and safety features, though the range of controls may be overwhelming for some beginners. In terms of acceleration, the Discover 2 has a stronger, quicker start, reaching 20 miles per hour with throttle alone and 28 miles per hour in pedal assist faster than the Discover 1 Plus. Both bikes are solid performers, but the Discover 2 is more responsive and offers a more refined experience overall. In conclusion, if you're on a budget, the Discover 1 Plus is a great, simple commuter bike with some impressive features, but for those of you seeking more power, comfort, and advanced features, the Discover 2 offers superior performance and customization, making it worth the extra investment. If this comparison has helped you decide between Velotric's Discover 1 Plus or Discover 2, please consider using our affiliate link down in the description to support the channel, and be sure to like and subscribe for more e-bike content. And if you want to see what we're up to, check out our website at ebikeescape.com. And that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.